Hi, everybody. This is Joanna. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, spirits in the house. Spirit is in the house. Spirits everywhere. Spirits everywhere. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Oh my gosh. So happy to connect with everybody today. Thank you for tuning in. Peace and love for everybody. So happy for you to join in with us. And we wanted to do a really casual, just relax and chill day, because it's Saturday and we're just enjoying the vibe of just having that free time. It's hard for us to get outside because it's been like -29 all week. Snow everywhere, and really cold snow. There's kind of a warm slushy snow, there's powder snow, and then there's frozen -29 snow. And so where your breath freezes as it leaves your mouth. And that's what we're moving in. And so we wanted to do a beautiful offering today. But today, come on, spirit, come on, spirit, come on, spirit. Archangel Michael's in the house. We got spirit guides, we got angels, we got fairies, we got gnomes, we got Pleiadians, Syrians, Arcturians, Andromedans, insectoids. Thank you, insectoids. We got the dolphins, we got the fairies. We already said the fairies, they're here. And we also have the elementals and all of the energies of our earth that are just playing with us, ready for us to co-create anew. See, all the animals are starting to come out. And we want to do a totem, ancestor, fairy guides type of a channel, just sitting back and chilling and seeing what they've got to say, seeing what they've got to offer us, and how it threads in and out of our life for us to understand and honor who we are as a part of the all. Remembering as this multidimensional soul of all that we are, we're allowing ourselves in every new phase of awakening, especially when we're at new moons, which we are right now. Set your intentions. The new moon cycles for us to awaken and ignite and activate, be really inspired about who we are within, the celebration of who we are within. And oftentimes that means letting go of what was, what we thought we were. Because oftentimes what we thought we were based on so many of our socio systems, patterns, behaviors, dogma, familial, lineage, traditions. I mean, there's so many words that have defined what we've experienced ourselves within. And they've been just eons and eons of limitation, in which now that we're entering into this fifth dimensional experience and we get to actually be more light, we actually get to be more transparent, we actually get to be more fluid and malleable as light. And that means honoring everything that we've been through, honoring all the relationships and how they've impacted us, honoring all those beings that have allowed us to grow and stretch beyond what we thought we could, even in the most challenging, because those are the ones that allow us to grow the most. And honoring all of it, because as we honor all of it in our reflections of where we've come from and what we've experienced, and we're garnering those lessons and we're garnering all of that, helped define who we were. We get to now renew ourselves in this new now moment in our own sovereignty of being fifth dimensional and being soulful and being ready to burst those membranes of mediocrity and traditions and old definitions. And we actually get to start co-creating in the way that we want to, and that's celebrating who we are as multidimensional, cosmic, galactic, vibrant beings of light that have infinite potentiality. And they were saying to me all of these words that I've never really used, but maybe you can put it down in the comments on what you think it means, because part of our celebrating ourselves is that my hair is just going really crazy today. I've combed it and I've brushed it, and it's just like, okay, well, this is what it wants to do. My hair has a mind of its own, and that's okay. You go for it, hair. You're free. You're liberated. You're sovereign. And they were saying these things to me like, you are the icing on the cake, and be the belle of your own ball. And so those of us that have heard those terms and those words before, put your comments down below and just honor yourself in your own musing of what that means for you. Is that your movement through life is the cake, and it's your movement of ingredients with source, the navigation of, the mixture and the liquid and the solid and all of these things that we have to alchemize. And then you are that icing that goes on that cake. Everything that you've made throughout the way of the ingredients of it, and the desire to make it, and the desire to change and shift it how you want, and adding the sugar and the all of the little playful things that make cakes beautiful and wonderful, and nuts and raisins and the things that go into baking. And I'm not a baker, so I don't know. but I do watch Jamie Oliver. And I do watch beautiful, beautiful Jamaican style. Um, her link is probably down in the comments below because she does watch our videos now. So honored to have you here. She watches our videos and I'm so grateful. Check out her cooking channel. She is amazing. And oh my gosh, I want her to come and cook for me. And for her to show me she's just so effortless with food. And it's so organic, and she knows what the benefits of the food is for the human body. And that's why I love watching her, because she tells me, you know, the ingredients and what it holds for us as we intake it and as we enjoy it. And just love her channel. So go check her out. Go check her out. She's amazing. She knows her food. You know, she's a foodie. She knows her food. And the next thing I wanted to talk about was, how do we understand ourselves as being the belle of our own ball? What does that mean for us? The metaphors that we can use, and the icing on our own cakes. What does that mean? We all know that when we're putting food together, I mean, again, I'm not a cook, but I watch cooking channels and I understand what kind of goes into it. You know, there's the mixture of all that is life, you know, the infinite number of grains and navigations of energy we all got to work through. We've got to work through the difficult energies. We've got to work through that really easy stuff that just seems to flow and be fluid and just be a part of that beautiful amalgamation of ingredients. And then we smell the beautiful essences that's going into it, and we get to be a part of that co-creation. However, to be honest, and I'll say it right off the bat, is that very rarely, you know, more now than ever, you know, and it was obviously on my sacred travels, very rarely, because I was such a hard worker and I was very, I'm here for, you know, that mind state of mine as being Aries, and Tauran astrology is just really pushing on those missions that I knew I had to come here and create. So I'm never not working. You know, my teams have been saying this for the past year, is just, you know, ease back before you know, you don't want to get into that burnout, because that's just my nature, is just to constantly be offering whatever I can here on earth. But it's always been that part of, have I really stopped to enjoy the process? You know, all the process of it, the process of what I've navigated through, the process of those that have really impacted me, the ones that have I thought about how I've impacted others. More often than not, I haven't never thought about that, because my train of intention is always assisting and offering. And it's really lovely when I get those that come forward and say, wow, you've really impacted me and you've meant a lot to my path and my journey of awakening. I understand myself so much because of your contribution to me. And that those, you know, someone just sent me that yesterday. So I thank you. If you're watching, thank you, because that really meant a lot to me, you know. And when I read those emails, it just made me think, you know, and I do. I can say, oh, that's really so sweet, because it's very few and far between that actually stop to comment about kind and good things. And I treasure that when, you know, when those take the time to really treasure the communion, the sacredness that we all create with one another. You know, on how to be and become a community of oneness, you know, in the foods that we eat and how to care for our bodies, in the love and the honor that we have to create energy and understanding for one another, and how that navigation of every moment is worthy, regardless of how challenging it might seem on the outside, because it becomes a part of that beautiful cake, that beautiful delivery of pastry that is the beauty of you, you know, within and without. You know, anything that we have really enjoyed, you know, I do love eating really great food. And one of my favorite meals when I used to eat meat was a beautiful, you know, sirloin steak meal, you know, and Yorkshire puddings. Never been able to make a Yorkshire pudding, but they're one of my favorite foods. So now I don't eat meat, but I still love the Yorkshire pudding. But that used to be one of my favorite meals. I used to savor every taste because I really enjoyed a savory, you know, beautiful meal that's put together with lots of, you know, really beautiful vegetables. And but I've stopped eating meat for many, many years now. But I still enjoy that honor of how food has offered us that appreciation of what they've offered to us, the animals have offered to us. And so that's the communion that we're moving in now, is how can we honor everything? without judgment. Just honor it all, that animals offered itself for us to honor and appreciate. And this is why I really love so many cooking channels that really appreciate food, because they honor that respect of the food, especially those that honor their food from their traditional culture. They honor the respect that it takes, that food is gifted to us. The spices, how spices are gifted to us from Gaia as essences and energies that assist our biochemical makeup, not only to taste good with food, but our biochemical makeup. And that will be becoming more and more prevalent as we become more and more multidimensionally awake, because those herbs and those tonics, and the Jamaican cooking style channel, by the way, she makes incredible smoothies. And those tonics that she makes, they're really high vibrational. And so when I get set up in my next house, I'm going to be getting a blender, and I'm going to be, organizing all of my smoothie stuff and tonic stuff so that I can truly make some of the beautiful drinks that she makes on there. So I'm giving her channel a really big plug today. I just absolutely want to taste one of her ginger tonics that she had. And so I'm going to go make myself one once I get off here. But that's just what we're talking about, is how can we celebrate and honor and be a part of that beautiful, that movement and that flow of appreciation of all that we exist within. The food that we co-create together, our gathering with one another, the sacred communities that we're creating with one another. And that's really what the teams are assisting us in, shifting our perspective from the duty of service, which so many light workers have come with. Those profound energies of I got to serve, I got to serve, I got to do this, I got to do that. And we're constantly, thinking about how we can co-create and gather people and just create light. And then it's now shifting it to how can we be a part of creative joy? And so my teams were offering me those inspirations this morning of how can you view your life as really celebratory now? How can you be a part of this joyful process and not viewing it like as soon as you get up, you got to think about what you want to create for others today? How can you really just sit and be in honor of you and just relax into your beauty, relax into what food you eat and how it's honoring itself in your process of becoming healthy? So really honoring that beautiful slow dance with Source Creator, because it's all source, it's all spirit, just being offered in different ways for us to awaken within its appreciation, because it is. All of the animals and all of nature, everything on our planet is an appreciation of us for us. Otherwise Gaia wouldn't have offered it to us. But we don't necessarily say that as to, and we want to make this clear, because there's no judgment at all for the eating of animals. Though it's an agreement. The animals have agreed to be that of us and for us. Our awakened process is now to appreciate it. Appreciate everything that we are being offered, as a gift, as a beautiful reverence of our so-so altruism, that we're honoring one another. Because altruism is about the gift of one and the reciprocation. And it doesn't matter if we're talking about with one another in human form or the spirit of life, the spirit of breath, the spirit of the trees and the birds and all of the things that honor our life. Everything is a gift. And so we want to inspire this week, this beautiful week that we've got coming forward, and this beautiful new moon that we're sitting in right now, the new moon energies that help shift our planet to really perceive in new ways, so that our reality can be perceived as a beautiful co-creative dance and a slow dance on how we can appreciate all moments, the impact that others create with us, and the create for our soul's growth, and the beautiful movement of back and forth, and really softening within how can everything become a beautiful masterpiece instead of it being filled with resistance, trying to get things done, us and them and us, and all of those energies that just create those tensions, of polarity. And just enjoy the dance, and just enjoy the ingredients. Just enjoy everybody's path to be free and liberated as they so wish, without that magnetic push and pull, and just allow everything to have its own impact within one another, and just allow it to dance and flow and be that beautiful blessing of all things working together quite seamlessly and quite fluidically, as Source does. If we're just allowing ourselves to be the blessing of life in that simplicity and ease, everything will be. You'll be offered and honored what you need to. You'll feel the inspirations from your higher self and your spirits and Source Creator and the planet and all that is life coming with us. You'll sense into it, because you're not hurried and rushed and worried about all the stuff that you thought you had to suffocate with, and that's the difference. is just float within all that is celebratory. It's a beautiful dance. Slow down and breathe. And how can every day be a beautiful meal of all that Source offers, all that Spirit offers, that you offer? You want to get up and make yourself a beautiful meal, and take time to smell, take time to breathe, take time to feel its communion with you. And I remember many, many years ago, a channel had said that when we eat food, there's consciousness in everything. It's all Source creator, it's all Source at varying degrees of matter and consciousness and intelligence. And remember this channel saying that the food understands that it's being eaten. There's a consciousness level there. And so it's a communion. It's a communion. And how can we commune with everything that we are as Source, as love, as honor, to feed us, to nourish us, to honor us in the body of light that we are building? And it's really important that we understand that pathway of honor and respect and value, that everything plays its part. Everyone has had an impact in your now beautiful icing of who you are. Now, so what they were saying about you are the icing on the cake. I don't think those are the exact words they said. What did they say? The icing on the cake is you, and be the own belt of your ball. I don't really know what that means. So anybody wants to put that down in the comments below, that would be great. What your interpretation of what your sensing of it is, and I'll create my own after I get off here. But the icing on the cake is you. And we all know, I know anyways, when I eat cake, I put my finger and I get the icing off, because that's just how I like to eat cake. I love the icing. And so that was a really great thing for me, because I get to enjoy who I am now, because I've had to navigate through, so much that was so challenging. And now I get to sit back and say, I see how that has impacted me. And I see that I've taken the positive of that. I've created that silver lining so that I get to enjoy and love who I am and really be the icing of my own life. And I get to be that topping, if you will, that everything I've created has been a beautiful foundation, and all the ingredients of the pain and the ingredients I create as the experiential energies that we have to navigate through our emotions. And that's the foundation of all that we know who we are, so that we're standing in our center and saying, I get to love who I am now, because I've worked through those energies of, less than and lack and not worthy, and moving in other people's energies more than your own, because you want to make people happy and you want to help, and all of those things that we do for our own unique soul's purpose. But that icing on the cake is you saying that, yeah, this has been my path, and it's been hard and it's been challenging, but it's had an incredible impact in who I am now. And I get to be this new self presence in that I'm all that I am, as this beautiful experience of of my own edible spirit. I'm continually renewing myself. I'm continuing honoring myself and renewing within myself. This essence of this epicenter of light, I'm constantly renewing, and I'm able to feed myself now. I don't need what I thought I needed from outside people, or project it onto others of what I wanted and expected of them. And I get to be this for me. And that takes lifetimes for so many, and it's not an easy journey. And why we can sit back and release judgment, because everybody will have their trials and their tribulations. Everybody. And therefore, and why it's always so great to allow everybody their journey in the way that they need it, so that that your journey will be just as sovereign, right? You all want a sovereign journey. Nobody wants to be bound, to certain rules or obligations or anything by anyone. So your sovereignty within you allows others their sovereignty, and we all get to be this beautiful flow of appreciation and gratitude for how we're all impacting one another, and we get to honor it as the beautiful palette and this beautiful, huge counter of all of these ingredients, and just working together. How can we all work together to make a beautiful earth, a beautiful treasure for creation, a beautiful treasure for the galaxy, that says all are welcome to our meal, all are welcome to our sacred family, all are welcome to our sacred community. And it's going to smell and it's going to look beautiful, and it's going to be an enriching experience for everyone, because we've learned, we've honored the journey, we've allowed the journey to be treasured, and savored. So those are just some beautiful experiences that I wanted to share and get you inspired to perceive yourself and your life in new ways, to perceive the journey as a savored, treasured one, and honor yourself as a piece of that masterpiece, whether you view it as a beautiful painting that you and source and spirit co-create from who you are within. You know, what are your passions? And how can you offer it to creation to be a part of that beautiful spice that we all need? You know, it's all required to be a part of this beautiful, you know, part of what one of my favorite cakes when I was little was a matrimonial cake. And that's because it had so many of those different, you know, textures and the different, the diversity within it. And so it's just a way that we can use metaphors and use, you know, these beautiful experiences in that each of us move through, and see, well, how can I enjoy this journey and savor it a bit more? I want to enjoy the rest of my life and really honor every moment and smell the roses and smell everything before me as this beautiful offering from Source Creator for me, because it is. Source offers everything for you to be a part of that beautiful journey of savoring. And that's how we create that shift in perspective. We can be creatively joyful in our play. We can, and it's meant to. We're meant to be joyful and playful in it. And so we wanted to just call in the elementals and all of the beautiful nature elements and our ancestors and our tribes. For all those listening now and future now moments, thank you, holy archangels and the councils of light and the centers of light. Thank you, holy councils. For the human collective, if there's any energies from our spirit collective, if there's any energies from our ancestors and our totems that would like to come in and honor a beautiful spiritual message through the Holy Mother Father, creators of our planets, the highest councils of light, through the highest light programs for humanity that we all align with. We thank you for your highest light. Thank you, Holy Mother and Father. Thank you, spirits of all creation, to allow us to come together in this oneness. Hi, Shishima Makataka, la 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 Kataka. Shima Makataka, la 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 Kataka, la la Kataka. Shishima Makataka, la 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 Kataka. Hey, Shishima Makataka. Thank you, the Elemental Collective. Thank you. So they're just talking about, I was thinking earlier about personality frailties and the different studies that I'm going to be looking into about what we have called and what we have termed as disorders, which we're going to be redefining them in a 5D experience, about different personality frailties and misunderstandings. And we're going to try and integrate it into vibrational words that allow for acceptance and understanding and expansiveness into truly who we are as these multidimensional beings of light. And they were saying that, you know, it's kind of like, you know, in their understanding of what we understand to be split personalities. And they were saying that we operate as this understanding of what we know to be personalities, but it's just the words that we have. But they're saying that it's what you operate like a split personality, and just understanding that all is spirit, but you are the physical attribute that experiences all spirit. And so what humanity is getting used to is shifting their perspective of being human and separate from spirit, and integrating themselves as spirit in a human body that gets to experience all other spirit. And it will seem for a time to be a split personality, because your ego and your body self wants to keep pulling you back to how it defined itself. That's the ego and the psyche explaining itself to itself within its environment, because that's how this realm and frequency can help itself to understand its environment and its understanding. However, at the center and in this every center of every cell, we understand that we're multidimensional, we're part of Source Creator. But we're now retraining ourselves to a higher vibrational experience of who we are as spirit, which is far more of the essence of all creation than the body itself experiencing itself as spirit. I hope that makes sense. Did I explain that right, elementals? They're saying, yes, you're doing a good job. So they're saying that we have the understanding that all is spirit, and we get to experience ourselves in whatever form that we want to. We choose to be as closely connected with Gaia so that we honor her and her matter creations. And that's their devotional service. They get to devote with her, and they get to devote through spirit with her. And that's how their co-creation experiences. So that they're moving through this beautiful frequency of love and light and song. So that they're creating the matter through the Holy Mother and the Father, and through the Divine Mind. And they're just saying that they're those of us that have that potentiality to hear the songs and the threads of light through all of the different operating systems of creation. But in the ascending human experience, it can feel as if it's a split personality experience, if you will, because we're so used to being separate without any other experience of who we are. And so allow the experience of becoming spirit to be all spirit. Everything is spirit. The food you eat, everything is spirit. And you get to feel into how it feels and how it's communing with you as sacred light, as sacred love. That's when your consciousness really shifts. Because then you're allowing your consciousness to be a part of the all, and you see and feel yourself within the all. And you get to play in that way. You get to be this part of this beautiful song and this beautiful dance that's beautiful and sacred, and it's source creating with you in all ways. And it's truly to be such a treasure, such a treasure. Thank you. That was a beautiful story. Thank you, elementals. We're giving you such grace and light. Thank you, honoring you in all ways. Thank you for all that you're offering us, for the beauty of Gaia that you help us understand and become one with. Okay, so now they're saying we're not helping you understand it. You already know this. We're just reminding you to awake and feel it. Remember, your experiences are you feeling, right? Is it not? When you experience something, are you not feeling it? Your feelings could be a touch. Your feelings could be here and sound, but you're still feeling the vibrations. When you see something, you are feeling the experience of it. Are you not? For remember, this is so profound. They remind me all the time. Thank you. Everything that you feel and all that you are as an experience of source is through your heart. So profound. It's so profound. Thank you. We have the other senses because that's how us in human experience want to define who we are in our reality, and that's fine. But when you open to your multidimensional allness, there's far more senses than you have words for, and that's okay too. You don't have to define it. But remember, when you experience your expression with source, when you experience your experience with source, when you experience your desire to explore source, it's a feeling experience, is it not? And just as you are creating those sounds, are you not experiencing it in a multidimensional way? And so we ask you, what is that? Do you have to define it? When you hear sounds that are unfamiliar, when you hear vibrations that are unfamiliar, when you feel the expression of love in myriad of multidimensional ways that you have not yet words for, do you have to define it? As far as what's going on in your fields, how your fields are picking it up and then translating that information to various aspects of your sensory systems, so that you can place it in a box and then define it and say, this is what it means for me. That's okay. It's a part of the process of growing. Or perhaps just simply enjoy and savor. And just allow the activations of wisdom and sound and beauty and oneness to be as it will, when it will, in which way it will. Does that make sense? So we're allowing you to understand that you don't necessarily have to understand and dissect life to be able to enjoy it. For now, we're asking you to do the opposite. We're asking you to just enjoy life. And however it suits and it tickles any one of your systems and any one of your myriad of intelligences that are going on, that you're awakening to. Does that make sense? So release yourself from the need to analyze and name and define. And just enjoy. For you are a part of that. You see what we're saying? And there's a couple of you that really went this. Yes, I get it, I get it. And that's okay. Your consciousness is a part of the sounds that are being created through the conduit. Now you get it. Now you get it. For you had come in an unconscious, higher conscious experience to commune. And sometimes the body is catching up as you click on that play button. And then you remember, yes, I came for something different today. I came for something that I wanted to hear and know, that I didn't know I knew, but now I know that I'm remembering that I know it. Somehow, some way, I just know I'm a part of this now moment. And it's awakening me to all those aspects that I knew were here. But now I'm just remembering that I'm here. And now I'm remembering that I can do things in a different way. I can see, perceive, and experience and just be in a new way. It makes sense, dear ones. And so what they were showing me is the tribes. Tribes through these beautiful vibrational. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They're reminding me that all of these tribes and these ancient tribes that we're creating this 13th tribe now, the Rainbow Tribe. And the Rainbow Tribe is a culmination of all tribes that we've been through all timelines. And we're coming together as this weaving, this beautiful weaving of color and love and light. Thank you, Holy Mother Father. Thank you. And all of the beings across all galaxies that are helping us create these beautiful new timelines and releasing all worry about everything we've created in other timelines, because now is different, now is new. Now we get to create through sound and excitement. Now we get to create through color and excitement. Now we get to create through just enjoying the journey as being human and altruistic and allowing ourselves to share with ourselves in all timelines. And they were showing me all the tribes that were coming down in these beautiful rainbows of light, all these tribes coming down through these rays, and they're pulling in through the vibrational ray of where we are here, and they're calling up, they're calling up, they're calling up in the sounds and the songs, and saying that we are a part of those tribes, just reminding us that we're here now to enjoy, we're here now to create great light, we're here now to thread together in our oneness. And we will. You will. They say, we know, we'll believe in you because we're you. If we want to say future tribes, but it's not, it's all now. Just on another thread that's saying, you got this. Put aside all of the stuff you thought you had to do to get stuff done. Just enjoy and savor yourself as being source, creating this beautiful matter of just oneness, and just trust in the journey of love and beauty and love and beauty and love and beauty and love. The icing on the cake is you. You are the belle of your own ball. So how may you dance? Yay! You belong and you're special and you're important. Savor the journey. Celebrate. We love you so much. Namaste, dear little ones. We rainbow you. For those of you that would like to donate and be a part of our connection through email, our emails and our links are down below. We would love any donation that you can assist us with. And we enjoy and honor you for being exactly who you are, the contribution of all that you are just by being you. And honor and celebrate you in every way that you can, because it's a beautiful journey. So savor it. Bye, dear little ones. Bye. Namaste.